deep is your love? Is it like the ocean? What devotion? How deep is your love?
Viertelfinale Nummer 2. Wir kommen zu einem Mann aus England, 27 Jahre ist er jung. Die aktuelle Nummer 32 der Welt, ein sechsmaliger WM-Teilnehmer, der heute Nachmittag die Nummer 2 der Setzliste hier aus dem Turnier warf mit seinem Sieg über Peter Wright. Wir sind gespannt, was jetzt hier im Viertelfinale noch kommen wird. Ein herzliches Willkommen dem Rockstar Joe Cullen. Joe Cullen tritt gegen den jüngsten Weltmeister in der Geschichte dieser Sportart Darts an. 2006 gewann er im Alter von 21 Jahren und 90 Tagen damals das BDO-WM-Finale gegen Landsmann Raymond van Barneveld. Seit der PDC-Weltmeisterschaft 2016, als er das Halbfinale erreichte, gehört er zu den Top 10. Die aktuelle Nummer 10 der Welt aus den Niederlanden, The Cobra, Jelle Klaasen.
Dave Chisnall, the number 3 seed, is the first man through to the semi-finals of the Happy Bet German Darts Championship. One of these two men will go up against him for a place in the final. Neither of them has made a European Tour final before. Joe Cullen made a semi earlier on this year. Jelle Klaasen keeps getting knocked out in the quarterfinals, and he keeps getting knocked out by the best player at the tournament. Usually that is Michael van Gerwen, but he ain't here. Not anymore. Darryl Gurney took him out. Jelle Klaasen has a huge opportunity to right what he perceives as some of the wrongs of this year's Euro Tour campaign. He feels he's been the unluckiest player on the European Tour. Feels that his performances have deserved more than they have got him. Can he right that wrong here in Hildesheim in the final event of the year? The Cobra versus the Rockstar.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg is Joe to throw first. Game on.
And it is the Rockstar who throws first as Rob Malarkey joins me, Dan Dawson, in the commentary box.
Yeah, really looking forward to this one, Dan. I have to say, Joe Cullen also
100.
righting some wrongs, I suppose, as well, by finally getting a win at the expense of Peter Wright in his third round match earlier today.
180.
But it's Klaasen. Who lands the first 180 of the match with his very first visit to the board.
.62.
And then he backs it up with that. Talked at length earlier about the progress that Joe Cullen has made this year. This would be another indication. Has made the semi-finals of a European Tour events already this year.
99.
But this is a real opportunity for either of these two, for anybody who's left in the competition at this stage now.
Oh, could he? Well, no, not on this occasion.
100.
And Joe Cullen to hold his throw. 13 darter. Double top he wants. Down for double 10.
30.
Missed opportunity, and we see Joe Cullen as well. Maybe he's struggling just to get a bit of grip on the darts. It is very hot here at Halle 39. No problem for Jelle Klaasen. He's actually using slightly different darts. They're the same shape as the ones he was or has been throwing, but these ones have got slightly different grip, and he's using them. Started using them today just to try and address the problems he felt that he wasn't gripping the dart properly, and maybe that may give him the edge in this contest. But Cullen's turn to fire in a maximum.
Some might question the timing of a change like that, but Klaasen coming through comfortably enough against Cristo Reyes earlier, winning 6-2, an average of 102.8, 4 180s to boot. His finishing was pretty good as well.
Yeah, it suggests it worked. I mean, he changed it for that match. He only averaged 90 the night before
100.
against Roby John Rodriguez, won that 6-4. They're not wildly different. I mean, I didn't even realise it's only Paul Nicholson had a chat with Yellow and found out that he changed his darts. The shape of them is pretty much the same as the normal ones he uses. It's just a slightly different grip.
95.
This is a good response from Joe Cullen, looking to break straight back.
105.
That will do very nicely.
Consistent with his averages this weekend, Joe Cullen, 96 against Alan Stein, 96 again against
76.
Peter Wright.
Yellow you require
May
63.
happen again. More missed darts at double from Joe Cullen. Klaasen steps up. Tops.
43. Joe, you require 16. Twelve scored.
Wow.
Yellow you require 20.
Yellow Klaasen, exactly the sort of player to punish
Yellow Klaasen.
mistakes like that by Joe Cullen. When he's in that sort of mood, it's
96.
an unrelenting and unforgiving schedule of play on the final day. 4 matches you have to win if you want to walk away with the trophy and the cheque for £25,000.
134.
And in the evening session, they come thick and fast.
Yeah, and it's where you've got to play your best darts. The guys remaining in the tournament, the ones playing the best darts, and you cannot afford to go backwards. You've got to be able to pace yourself and produce better and better stuff, potentially, over the course of the evening. And Joe Cullen is not playing at the level that he has been playing so far this weekend, and he needs to step it up. Otherwise, Klaasen is in danger of running away with it already.
59.
Because he's stolen the darts here and looking to break Cullen's throw again.
134.
Yeah, some of the players left standing have never really had too much experience of this final day format in the European Tour. The likes of Steve West, Alan Norris.
140. Yellow you require 94.
Alan Norris hasn't gone beyond the 3rd round of any European Tour event this year, but he is involved later. Back to Klaasen here now.
54. Joe you require 106.
And this has to go, Joe.
He's not going to. Shake of the head. Joe Cullen,
86.
usually
Yellow you
struts
require
around the place like
40.
some sort of supermodel, is looking a little bit despondent already. Double 10 to compound the misery. And that will do. 15 dart to Klaasen. 3-0. A second break of throw.
First. Game on.
You see, everybody we've seen so far has been struggling with the heat already. They've only had 3 legs here, and they're just desperate just to dry their hands.
Yeah, it seemed to be that the aircon was a bit overpowering this morning. It was very cool when we arrived, but as the day wears on, it has definitely got warmer and warmer.
123.
Joe Cullen feeling the heat in more ways than one, especially now with Klaasen rattling in another 180.
125.
Yellow Klaasen still has the edge. Oh, I got told off for calling him Yellow Klaasen. Yellow Klaasen.
Yellow Klaasen.
Yeah.
Who told you off for that?
Little Richard.
125.
Little Richard pointing out. Yellow Klaasen, the Lark side champion.
49. Yellow
In
you require
2006, 10 years ago.
137.
137. He's got 2 visits to see this off. 4-0. He may only need the 1. May only need the 1. Double 10 again. Oh, it's too good. 12 darter. Yellow Klaasen storming into the lead here.
Game on.
This could be over before you know it for Joe Cullen. This is a very, very eye-catching performance so far by Yellow Klaasen.
Well, earlier on this weekend, it was actually after he beat Roby John Rodriguez.
100.
He made no bones about it when he spoke to Elmar Polka on stage. He said, if I carry on playing for the rest of the year as I've been doing all the way through this year, I should be in the Premier League. Not I might be, not I'm in with a chance, I should be. He believes he deserves to be there. He's top 10 in the world. And darts like this is what he's been doing for a long while now. Yellow Klaasen.
I think he's got a very, very strong case.
He has had a couple of disappointments in big tournaments, the Grand Prix and the match play, both early exits, but he had a great run at the World Championship to the semi-finals, obviously the UK Open as well. Joe Cullen is not going to take the 130, and 125 for Jelle Klaasen would be 5-0 with 3 breaks of throw, and surely there's no way back. Could get a dart at the bullseye, could get a dart at double 5. Well, he's actually gone straight up. Sorry, yes, it's 125. Now it's tops.
105, Joe
a reprieve, it would have been another 12-darter for Jelle Klaasen.
Yeah, hot on the heels of that 137. Cullen needs 10s here, and he does get a leg on the board.
Joe Cullen, 6-leggy Jelle,
but he's still got bags of work to do here.
And you can see the frustration from Joe Cullen there. He maybe already feels that this game has got too far away from him. Jelle Klaasen is averaging over 100 at the moment. 105, in fact. A full 10 points clear
65
of Joe Cullen. It's one thing coming from 4-1 down, 4-0 down as it was. But when your opponent's averaging 105, it becomes a mammoth task.
135.
There we see, apart from that rogue second leg,
60.
very, very good scoring.
Needs another. Gets another down to a finish. 167 plays 161. Cullen still in with a chance. He will get a go at the 161. But Jelle has set it up magnificently.
That is absolutely brilliant. Cullen in all sorts of trouble now. He needs, well, he needs a miracle, to be honest.
89, Jelle, you require 36.
Double 18, Klaasen loves this. Normally. Double 9 as a backup.
27.
Cullen has a chance.
Joe, you require 72.
For 1 break back.
Oh, we can still do it.
Yep.
19. Bullseye now. Gets it! What a shot that is!
Joe Cullen!
Jelle Klaasen is not going to get too far away from Joe Cullen just yet. And that is the first time that we've seen Cullen giving it the cheeky little winks and nods and gurns and smiles.
95.
The flies back. Well,
60.
there were no flies on Jelle Klaasen in the first 4 legs of this one. But he's been stopped in his tracks. Cullen
81.
in the frame once again. He's got a bit of momentum behind him here.
Klaasen had a dart for 5-0, remember. He had 3 darts for 5-1.
140.
If Cullen holds through here, it's 4-3, and it's a completely different game.
99. $97. $41.
Not good enough, that visit. Jelle Klaasen,
No,
huge opportunity.
It was intriguingly balanced, this leg, before that latest visit by Cullen, and Klaasen has just seized upon it with absolute relish. He's down to double 12.
134.
To take him to within 1 leg
24.
of a semi-final tonight against Dave Chisnell. And that is exactly where he is.
Jelle Klaasen.
1 leg away. Jelle
first.
Klaasen from the semi-finals. Joe Cullen must win
Game
the
on.
last 4. And I'm not sure Klaasen is going to take his foot
140.
off the pedal here. He is averaging 104. Cullen,
80.
oh, well, if you're going to have that happen, it becomes even more difficult to overhaul a man throwing this kind of stuff at you. And even when he makes it
100.
difficult for himself, he's still finding a way through that treble bed. The end might be coming very, very soon
93.
for Joe Cullen.
And Klaasen has maintained that average as well. It's still around about the 105 mark.
And we talked about stepping it up and playing your best stuff when you
105.
need to in the back end of the tournament. Jelle Klaasen appears to be doing that.
And he scored 105 there as well to get down to a 156 finale.
95.
This would be,
Yellow, you require 156.
well, the icing on the cake for a very eye-catching performance by Yella. Well, he won't be checking out now, but he will be back with Cullen on 2-3-3 and with still lots to do again.
Well, a superb set-up shot from Joe Cullen, but that might be that. Treble 20, double 18, two double 19s. Oh, unable to do it.
56.
Unable to do it. Cullen to stay alive
62.
for another leg. Treble 10, 20 for 16s. Double 16 only gets one dart at it and takes it out.
Flag. Joe Cullen. Now flag is shooting through first. Game on.
Well, that was all about that 177 to set it all up. Still had to make the most of it as well. Still had to follow it up by checking out, and he did with one dart in hand at double 16.
131.
And Cullen is just about still alive here.
And Jelle Klaasen knows he would have the throw in the next leg. That is where you would be expecting to win it. This is a free roll for him, just to attack the Cullen throw. Try and end it now. Cullen has been on the back foot for so much
60.
of this game. He survived the dart to go 5-0 down. Surely that would have been curtains. But he somehow managed to drag it out this
81.
long. Could he produce a remarkable comeback here?
85.
Ooh,
26.
26.
Now then.
Takes the pressure off a little bit in this leg for Cullen, although he's happily returned the favour with one in the skinny one.
81.
That's okay.
$96. Joe Yukar, 144. $64.
Klaasen with that purposeful stride to the oche.
58.
Release of the dart.
Joe Yukar, 80.
Happy Gilmore in his first dart into the board. Cullen, 20 for double top. He doesn't like it.
Oh,
That is
40. Yellow you require 140.
two trebles for a match dart.
wouldn't put it past him, would you? You wouldn't put it past him.
120. Joe, you require 40.
One match dart survived from Joe Cullen. He keeps being offered little lifelines by Jelle Klaasen, and he keeps taking them.
Joe Cullen,
5-4.
10 leg is Jelle to throw first. Game on.
This is the leg.
134.
This is the leg for Jelle Klaasen. He has the throw, needs to close it out 6-4 and book his place in the semi-finals to meet Dave Chisnell. There is no margin for error for Joe Cullen.
Well, Cullen has won 4 of the last 5 legs. He looks to be completely dead and buried at 4-0 down. Could so easily have been 5-0 down. He's rallied really well, but he's still got to win the next 2 legs. But he's going the right way about it with a 180 on the Klaasen throw as well.
Oh, right back at him. 123 gets him down to 104. A manageable finish. 1 treble gives him another match dart. He has already missed 1, Jelle Klaasen. And that's not enough to really pressure it. Jelle Klaasen, 104 for a 6-4 win and a place in the semi-finals. Needs to find the treble. Doesn't find the treble.
44. Joe
44. What a shot this would be. What a huge shot this would be from Joe Cullen. And it won't happen.
Well,
84. Jelle requires 60.
Jelle Klaasen, 2 goes at tops here.
Game,
and it's there. Shake of the hand, it's all over. Great fight back from Joe Cullen, having trailed 4-0 to get it back into a position where he was threatening Jelle Klaasen, but Klaasen just about had enough to get over the line in the end. 1 missed start at double 10 in the 9th leg as well, but he put that behind him, and and he duly finished it off in the 10th to win 6-4. Jelle Klaasen can now go back to the practice room and look forward to a meeting with Chizzy in the semi-finals later tonight. We'll grab a quick word from Klaasen in just a moment or two. A reminder that on the stage next, the next quarter-final, Alan Norris against the qualifier Steve West.
Congratulations. It was an interesting match. You were 4-0 up, and then he hit the doubles better than before. That was interesting.
Yeah, I was a little bit lucky that I was 4-0 up because he missed some doubles. But when I went 5-2 up, I relaxed a little bit and made some mistakes. And he came back well, but I'm just happy with the win. I played well.
Is it right that you were using new darts?
Yeah, after the first game, my old darts, I used them for 2 years and they're too slippery. So the second game I used new darts and they're working.
That's good. There's one question here and that when who's going to win this tournament?
Hopefully me. I'm going to do my best. So.
Okay, see you later. Jelle Klaasen, der sagt, hoffentlich bin ich derjenige, der hier am Ende die Trophäe überreicht bekommt und den Siegerscheck in Höhe von 25.000 Pfund. War ein komisches Match. Joe Cullen mit Problemen am Anfang auf die Doppel. Dann kann man besser in das Ding rein und am Ende hat sich Jelle Klaasen da durchgesetzt. Der zufrieden ist mit seinem Auftritt, wird ihm Mut machen für dieses Halbfinale gegen Dave Chisnell. Er spielt seit Runde 2 mit 9 Darts. Er sagt, die alten waren 2 Jahre alt, die waren zu rutschig, da der Griff nicht mehr rau genug. Er benutzt also neue Darts hier jetzt in dieser entscheidenden Phase dieses Turniers. Und damit kommen wir gleich schon zur Viertelfinale Nummer 3. Alan Norris gegen Steve Simply the West. Bis gleich.